Hello Wargamers, it's me Cameron from TableTopBanter, and today we have another video for you. So what I'm going to go over today is a part of a new series. It's going to be called How to Build a List. Now this was inspired because I recently played a game on Vassal against another Legion member, Mike from Crew Angelisalis. I think I just got it right. Crew Angelisalis. Yeah, I think I did. Let me know if I did, by the way. That'd be great to know. And we had a nice game of 40k. It was the second game he's ever played. Now, I helped him write a list, and I realised how much I enjoy writing lists because it was something new. It was like, oh, I can attack a Blood Angels list for the first time. And I wanted to give you guys that opportunity of experiencing list building, in particular the ways I do it, how I go about it, and what you're going to need. So this first episode of how to build a list is going to be looking at the what you really need to start, and then we're going to go over how I then proceed to build my list. So what I'm going to do is go to a shot of the table below, and we're going to have a look at what you need, and we'll start there. Okay guys, so here we have it. Two very simple books. We need, let me just square these off for you so you can see them nicer. We need a core rulebook, excuse me, and a codex. Now this is the old Space Marine codex. The new one I have as an ebook, but it's much easier to show you with a nice big hardback codex. So each race in 40k has their own codex, basically has the rules for that army in them. But first of all, what we're going to do is we're going to look at the rule book. So let me just put the Space Marine codex down here. Now, there's a lot in this book. This is only the little A5 edition, and it's really, really helpful when it comes to building army lists, because what it has in there, if I can find it using the index, we go to Combined Arms Detachment, page 122. So this is basically the old force organization chart. So here we go. Let's try and do this, shall we? What we can see, if we try and avoid glare, is a combined arms detachment. This is really difficult with the light. Combined arms detachment. So that's one HQ choice and 2 troops. There are other things you can take. You're able to take 4 troop choices on top of those 2, an additional HQ choice, and then 3 elite, 3 fast attack, 3 heavy support, 1 fortification, and a Lord of War. Now, next to it, we have the other rulebook detachment, which is an allied detachment. So this one can't be a primary. You need 1 primary at least, and you can have numerous secondaries. Now, they each come with all their little benefits. And all their little restrictions and stuff. But yeah, it's basically just a simple force organization chart of building a list. Now, allies lets you take multiple different allies and stuff, which is great, and they follow a certain set of rules. On this chart here, you'll be able to see lots of different red and yellow and green things, and they basically tell you which armies can ally with which and what the drawbacks are to taking those who don't like each other. Really worth having a look at if you want to try and combine multiple armies when you go into your list building process. But really, these are just a couple of pages to really think about, particularly the combined arms. I happen to love combined arms detachments because it seems like a nice, clean way of playing the game. So that's the first place I look when I go into rules. I look at making a list. I look at these 2 things. I look at the allied chart on this page, and I start making my lists. Now, this is where the codex comes in handy, because in this book are all the units. So we open up this giant page, lovely artwork, obviously. But here are some examples of units. We just skip further back, it gives them all the choices and stuff, I believe. It's been a while since I flicked through. Here we go. So here are your HQ choices, and listed are all the HQ choices for the Space Marines. So these are the guys you can take when you're building your lists out, and he takes up an HQ slot. And then we move on to, still on HQ. Still on HQ again, and here we are on the troops. So, tactical squad, scout squad, all those good things. Dedicated transports. You've got your elites. I believe the next one is fast attack. There we are. Got it right. Fast attack. Heavy support. And so on. Now the beauty of this is it's also the codex. It's also got these pull-out things, pull-out references and stuff, which is all great. But this gives you what you can take in your list. So this organizes your codex into the HQ troops, elite, fast attack, heavy support, Lord of War, etc. Now the reason this is so handy is we can use a piece of software called BattleScribe. Here is BattleScribe. Excuse me. Now I've been using this for a while. It's how I create lists. It's a really nice organized way of keeping up all the points tallies and that. And what I'll just do now is build a list with you. It won't be a complicated list. It's just showing you how to use BattleScribe and how it all works. So first of all, we click on New Roster. It takes ages because my computer's slow. And then we're going to have, oh, there's a small screen here you can't see because it's a pop-up. But what it'll say is New Roster, and we're going to go with Roster 1. Oh, wrong thing. Control 3, there we go. So Roster 1, it's going to be 500 points. And it's going to be a combined arms detachment of Space Marines. So I've just got to add this in. Combined arms, Space Marine Codex. And then what it does is it pings up what you're about to see any second now. I'm not dragging this out for any particular reason now-ish, maybe. There we go. We're in. So this is BattleScribe. And it has listed all the HQ, troops, fast attack, heavy support, Lords of War, some favorited ones that I have there all set up. And this is how I build a list. It gives me the 5 main HQ choices. I can't pick any selected characters until I've picked a chapter tactic. It gives me all of the necessary elite choices, the 2 troop choices, or the fast attack, or the heavy support. It's really, really good for building a quick and easy list. So we've got 500 points, and at the moment we're on 0. So every unit is assigned a points total. You can add up points by giving them special weapons, etc., etc. That's quite a core mechanic, so if you're unfamiliar with this basic principle, it might be wise to read the rulebook over to get an idea of this points cost, read your codex, and then jump into BattleScribe, because what we can see now is, okay, let's make a list. Let's make a 500 point list. I want to take a librarian. Now he is 65 points base, so I can add things like a different kind of armor or another mastery level, so he can learn more psychic powers. So I might want him level 2 in Terminator armor. Now I need to pick a certain weapon. You can see here from these restrictions what I have to get done. So let's say I give him a force axe, and ranged weapon he takes a storm bolter. No, let's give him a storm shield. So this is a kind of killy librarian basically. Now it still says I need to get these things here. You can see I need 2 troops to fill out my combined arms, as we found out earlier, and a chapter tactic. So let's pick up a chapter tactic. I always pick Imperial Fists because I'm dull. No, because I really like the way they work in the game. It's very easy to remember. So now you can see a couple of unique choices have popped up here, but we're not going to worry about those. We're just going to build out 2 5-man tactical squads. So you can see here, we click on a tactical squad, it gives us all the options of upgrades. It'll tell you if you do anything wrong. So I want mine in a Rhino with a grav cannon. And you can click on the Rhino. These are kind of the legacies, and then you can give it dozer blades, for example. Now what I tend to do is I like duplicates of units, so I remove the one I put out there. I hit this duplicate button, and there's another unit. Job done. Lastly, I might want an assault squad. Excuse me, I want them with jump packs, and there we go. A little 500 point list, and it's that simple. Now you can see that took me a few minutes to put together, but that's because I'm familiar with the codex. So I know roughly what things are going to cost, etc. So really this is just a starting video, a starting point before we actually go into the in-depth looking at building a list. I basically just wanted to show you the things you're going to need, things that are helpful, and where to begin, this sort of ground zero. So there you have it, guys. Thank you very much for watching. As ever, don't forget to like and subscribe and leave your comments below. Let me know what you thought. This is really for those who haven't played the game, but of course there'll be tips in there later for those who are looking to be more involved and those who are already thinking about it and looking at new ways to build lists perhaps. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. A couple of links in the description below. Go check them out. Firstly, the Tabletop Banter blog, obviously with the new store and everything, so that's all exciting. And secondly, the Legion of Gamza Facebook page. Lots of great content from lots of great people. So yes, thank you very much for watching. It's been me, Callum from Tabletop Banter. As ever, don't forget, have fun.